Hi, my name is Rochelle Bean. This video is for my visual communications class where I created a brochure which is basically made to show my skills. Um, Here is the actual brochure. As you can see, the name of the company that I created is Love. It's a flower company that basically does everything for its customers from seeds to actual bouquets and presentations as far as whatever the customer really wants. So there's the front. Here are the two inside flaps. I figured that some of the more important things were to talk about the customer's needs right here on this flap. And then the other important thing is to talk about what our company has to offer, which is going to be on the second flap. I wrote a couple different paragraphs about exactly what we have and what they need as the customers go. I'll show you my images. So obviously we have these 4 images here on the side, and those are just to have something exciting to entice you to open up the flap. And then I have this nice image that has been transparent, or that has had some transparency done to it. So it's just there to kind of offset that center a little bit. And then we come inside and we have again that flower which you saw on the logo. I just took that and made it a repeating part of my design. And then I have my clipped image right here on this second flap, and that is mainly to show that I am able to clip images. And I obviously did a text wrap around both the flower and that little girl, which was actually quite fun to do. On the back of my entire design, I don't have any pictures. I just have my color scheme. If this was a real brochure, I obviously wouldn't put the color scheme on there, but I would leave it blank instead because I don't think that the back flap is entirely necessary for this flower company. As far as my paragraph styles, I showed you that for just a second, but I do have obviously my subtitles there, and then exactly what I needed the customer to understand and to know after that. As far as the printing, folding, and the trim goes, I printed this in the Spory color printer. I had to print several times on that printer to make sure that I was getting exactly what I wanted to get as far as the image and the fold down. Once I had that printed, I went ahead and just cut the trimming off to make sure that there was no white on the entire project. I did that with scissors because the actual large cutter doesn't work so well, and I never really trust that. And then as far as the fold goes, I made sure that I aligned the actual image on the front flap with the third flap, which is the second inside flap, to make sure that the corners were matching up, so that I gave it a nice appeal for the eyes. And then I went ahead and quickly pressed down a notch right in the middle as to where I wanted that major fold to be. Then I kind of pressed out from outside of that and made sure I matched that along the edge, and these are still obviously perfectly along the edges of these flowers on either side. Once I had made that original fold, I learned years ago to take a blunt object, something like, a fork, or I took a pen this time, and I just took the bottom part of the pen and I smashed that edge to make sure that it had a nice and crisp finish. As far as what I learned throughout this process, I learned that making a brochure is a bit difficult as far as making sure that you have everything lined up. It took a little while to get all the measurements correct and make sure that everything looked good there. Also, placing of the logo. I wasn't exactly sure where that should go, but I figured that on the bottom actually was probably about the best, because the flower would initially bring in the person, and then the Love, the actual logo design, would tell them exactly what they're looking at and what to expect next. What I'm going to do differently on the next project is I am going to spend a little bit more time on some more intricate folds, because as much as I enjoyed doing a simple fold for this project, I know I could do a lot more if I had a bit more time and a bit more understanding of folds and how to intricately design that. That is my brochure, and that is my presentation of exactly how it is and everything that went into the process. Thank you.